you're self-reliant, but the real meaning, what is its reality, we have really learned it from you. I hope all our girl students will be very much benefited by your valuable words. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much for giving your precious time to us. It means a lot, and we wish to see you offline also when we come out of all these corona crisis. Thank you, madam. Thank you once again. Yeah, there are numerous examples which clearly proves that when a woman is given equal importance and status, or when she decides to create something that is needed for the betterment of society, she does it very effectively and efficiently in any field. Now, we have another guest. It gives me a very great pleasure to introduce one of the great personality, Srimati Ratnaprabha IAS, the former Chief Secretary of Karnataka and currently the founder president of Ubuntu Consortium of Women Entrepreneurs Association. A 1981 batch IAS officer, served as a collector in many different districts of Karnataka. Madam served as an IAS officer for 37 years. Madam was the third women Chief Secretary of Karnataka. After retirement from IAS, Madam joined the political party BJP in 2019. I would like to highlight the awards that has been won by Madam. There may be still many. I could get only few of those. Award for Excellence in Administration in 2006 by Delhi Telugu Academy. Award for Excellence in Administration in 2007 by Delhi Telugu Academy. Ugadi Puraskaram in 2002, Madras Telugu Academy. Partners in Progress in 2001 by Hyderabad Software Exports Association. Government Award for Devadasi System Eradication in 1992 by the Government of Karnataka. Best Manager of the Year 1998 by Rotary Club. Vishweshwaraya Memorial Trust Award in 1996 by Vishweshwaraya Memorial Trust. Women of the Year in 1999 by American Biographical Institute, Inc., USA. Women of the Year in 2000 by American Biographical Institute, Inc., USA. Ugadi Puraskaram in 2001 by Vedic Seva Trust, Vishakhapatnam. Award for the Best State for Supporting Women Entrepreneurship in 2017 by WeConnect International DC. Madam Ratnaprabha IAS. Madam, you're a face in the crowd of women achievers. We are very grateful to have you here. We would like to hear your precious words. I request Madam to please give the keynote address. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you very much for the, I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, Madam, you are very clear.
Okay. So thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. In fact, I had forgotten all these awards. I don't know from where you picked up all these, awards which I have received. Thank you, Uma Minaji. Yeah. It was wonderful listening to the DC and seeing her. As you know that you missed the most important part in my introduction is that my career began in Kalyan, Karnataka. And I served several years in Kalyan, Karnataka as AC Bidar, DC Bidar, DC Raichur, and Divisional Commissioner. Now it's called Regional Commissioner Gulbarga or Kardurgi. So my heart lies in Kalyan, Karnataka. And I was indeed very thrilled and happy to receive this invitation. And as I was listening to the DC talk and also your introduction and the president speak, I was just going down the memory lane, thinking how much Kalyan, Karnataka has developed. Of course, compared to the rest of Karnataka, more development is needed. But I was going back to my days in 1983 when I joined the service and I was AC Bidar. The entire division had hardly any women officers. There were no women officers and there were no assistant commissioners. There were no CEOs of Zilla Parshads. There were no deputy commissioners. And I'm very happy to see now so many women coming up to work in the Kalyan, Karnataka area, so many educational institutions coming up, so many doctors, engineers, so many good things happening, the literacy level going up. I remember as an assistant commissioner, though I'm a bit digressing from the topic, it somehow goes towards women empowerment and Atmanirbhar. I was, had what do you say, the misfortune to inquire into several dowry death cases of young girls being killed the moment they were married at a very young age. There were so many child marriages, female infanticides and feticides. I still recollect that when I was RC Gulbarga, not very late, maybe about 7-8 years back, our MLA, that now MP, Mr. Jadhav, had come to me and he had told me about the female infanticide taking place in Chincholi area. And then we had taken up a project awareness program there. So that is the kind of situation for women or the girl child in Kalyan, Karnataka, maybe many backward places. Even yesterday we read about child marriages happening in Bagalkot and Bijapur, and how the CEO Zilla Parishad is working towards its eradication. So under this, behind this scenario or against this scenario, it is so heartening to see, such smart person like you, Uma, who's been introducing everybody, and, listening to the principle that, it started with a 60-number college and gone up to thousands, which shows that women empowerment and, women's development is taking place. But definitely much has to be done. And when we talk of Karnataka and the development of Karnataka, Kalyan Karnataka always comes before us as the most backward area, and lot of things to be done, especially when we talk of women empowerment, or as you said, that topic is heralding Atmanirbhar of women in Kalyan Karnataka, in women entrepreneurship. Now, I was just thinking of entrepreneurship. When you talk of the word women entrepreneurship, and especially when you're talking to college students, probably one has to be very simple in talking to them, because they are innocent in mind and they're not exposed to entrepreneurship. So let me start with saying, what is entrepreneurship? So according to me, entrepreneurship is nothing but being different, being enterprising, being innovative, wanting to do something very different. And as the Deputy Commissioner has mentioned, everybody would like especially children who come from lower middle class or middle class families, parents would like us to be employees rather than an employer, because everybody cannot be as dynamic as my friend Uma Reddy, who's going to speak later, who could have been now probably a very big technocrat in Government of India if she had taken up a job. But at a very young age, she decided to be an entrepreneur. She gave up. I can say, like Deputy Commissioner had mentioned, that sometimes it's a second option, and she said there are exceptions also. So Uma Reddy has been one of the exceptions who wanted to be an entrepreneur from the time she has been in the engineering college. So you have a right speaker like Uma Reddy and Apurva Bajaj, who would be speaking about entrepreneurship. So my take or my say to the girl students on women entrepreneurship would be more from a bureaucratic point of view. As an officer, having worked for women entrepreneurship and in the industry and the IT sector for more than 10 to 15 years. So I have a lot of experience. I can only speak out of my experiences, whereas you have speakers who would be speaking out of their heart as how they made it big in this male world. So now, first of all, I would like to start with a very small acknowledgement to the college for taking up this webinar. So that itself, I think, is entrepreneurship. You have been enterprising. You have been innovative in thinking, in exposing your girl students to a topic of Atmanirbhar, which is nothing but self-sufficient, being self-sufficient, self-reliant, self-sustainable among the girl student or the women. And I appreciate and congratulate the principal and Uma for you because you have taken up this decision. So that itself is entrepreneurship. Now coming to Hyderabad, Karnataka Chamber of Commerce. That is also entrepreneurship because they have been different. They have joined the women because we always say behind every successful woman, there is a man. And behind every successful man, there is a woman. So I always believe in not criticizing men for our failures or our not being supported by the society, because we should not blame the men, because there are good men and there I can say progressive men. When you think of our freedom struggle, think of Raja Ram Mohan Rai or Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, you know, Dayanand Saraswati, so many, Mahatma Gandhi or anybody, you think of the great leaders, they always talked about supporting women. So I appreciate the Hyderabad, Karnataka Chamber of Commerce for especially Prashant Mankar, who has recently been elected as the president, who has come forward to support this whole seminar. So that is also entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship does not just mean doing business, though it's mostly associated with business, but being something different, doing something like this is also entrepreneurship. Now, finally, I come to my dear friends of KLAMP, Bharti Patil, the president, Sarvamangla, the past president. I am associated with them from the last 5 years, from the time the KLAMP was established. I remember how they were struggling to set up this KLAMP association. So for the benefit of the women, girl students, KLAMP is nothing but an association formed by the women entrepreneurs of Kalburgi. I think you should all give them a great big clap, because on their own, these women came together and set up an association in Gulbarga or Kalburgi to start a women entrepreneurs association and have a first women's park in Karnataka. In fact, this is not recognized or acknowledged, though we started with the women's park in Bangalore near Aharoli, that ran into trouble, and the women of Gulbarga got together, and this also, answers what supports what the Deputy Commissioner mentioned, that people make jokes that two women cannot be together. But here, these women, they got together and they made this women's park. And this women's park is an eye-opener for all the women in Gulbarga to visit and see how women who want to do business can really get together and do it. Then adding to what Deputy Commissioner said, what we did was, we got all such women associations under one umbrella called Ubuntu Consortium. And we have 24 women associations with us and having members of about 12,000. And we all work together. And if the girls, students, or even the faculty can Google, Ubuntu is an African word which talks of sharing, loving, and giving. The philosophy is, how can I be happy if you are not happy? That means we seek our happiness through the happiness of others. We need to be happy together. So that is the philosophy, which I will talk about it later. Now coming to the women entrepreneurs, as the Deputy Commissioner mentioned, most of the students who now who go through colleges, because of the education being so vast now. I remember when I was AC or DC, there was hardly one degree college for women, maybe Keli Society in Bidar, okay, or you have the HK Society. But now, almost there are so many degree colleges and the literacy level of women has gone up very, very high. When I was Raichur DC, Devdurg had the second lowest female literacy in the entire country. First was Taluka in Rajasthan, and second was Devdur Taluka in Raichur. And then Yadgir also had a very bad literacy level. Chincholi had bad literacy level of women. Even now, I'm sure, I don't have the figures with me, but women literacy must be low compared to the country's statistics or the state statistics. So the literacy level of women being very low, there would be, my God, sorry, there's a phone call. So the parents would like the child to study. So I think, first of all, I must congratulate all the girls who are studying in the college, who are doing graduation and post-graduation. I congratulate your parents for encouraging you to study, and also congratulating you to for taking the benefit of studying. Because nowadays it's very, very difficult for girls in those areas to study if the parents don't encourage. And I must say, you're all very fortunate, because my generation of women in Kalyan, Karnataka area were married very young, and they had no option to study. So you people are very lucky. That is the first thing. Now, after studying, what to do? As the Deputy Commissioner has said, many of your parents might ask you to do a government job. Okay, seeing the lady DC and your ex-DC and RC, some of you may be motivated to, write the civil service. Why not? We become administrators. Why don't we become bureaucratic leaders? Yes, that's also a good option. That is also enterprising. I can say that is also entrepreneurship, because in those areas, if women can come out, study, and become officers, that is wonderful. But everybody cannot have the benefit of becoming a government servant. So what is next? Doing business. What business should I do? I need to be an entrepreneur. So there are two kinds of women entrepreneurs. One is, some women have a passion. Some women have the talent. They have the inborn talent to do something. They are creative, and they want to, upskill that creativity into a business. Somebody may be good at handicraft. Somebody might be good at embroidery. Somebody may be good at tailoring. They may be good at making food products. They may be good in doing some in that technical area. There may be engineers, like Uma is electronics. She's doing business in electronics, a very rare sector for women. So we have girls who have the passion. There are other girls who have the passion, but who do not have the talent. They don't know. They want to do, but they don't know what to do. So that is another group of women. And the third group of women they have a lot of ideas. They have a lot of, desires, but they're married very young. Their parents say, you finished your graduation, finished your post-graduation. There's a good boy around here. He belongs to our community. The family is good. Now get married. The girl can't say no. So she gets married. Then she has kids. And this is where what Deputy Commissioner says about women starting business in 40. That can be called a second innings. They're starting again their life. Or some women, after getting married, with the support of the in-laws, they also start a business. Now, what is a business one can do? Because of this whole, COVID 2019 and now 2020, a new situation has cropped up. Everybody is doing online meetings. Everybody is doing Zoom meetings and online business. The online business has become a very, very important part of any woman who wants to do business. Just imagine we all sitting in Bangalore or etc. would not have thought of talking to the students in Kalburgi if not for the Zoom meetings or if not for the Zoom call. So the technology has gone up very, very high. The world has become very small. We can get connected. So if a girl or a woman, she wants to do a business, we have several opportunities now. Like when we were in Fresh in Service, I have seen 1 or 2 women entrepreneurs running from pillar to post to get some loans from the banks. Even now it's not so easy, but things have improved. First of all, I can say that I don't want to bore the girl students with long lectures of what are the schemes, but I will shortly say that Government of Karnataka has a startup policy. So anybody who wants to start something new, has an innovative idea, can take support from the startup policy. Then we have the industrial policy. Industrial policy, the women of Kalyan Karnataka have a higher level of subsidy, higher level of incentives, and you can have the visit the industries department to get your benefit. And the third thing is
No, madam, you can continue.
Yeah, and if they are also women who want to do business, but don't know what to do and how to do and how to go about it, the KLAM can take up some EDP programs, that is entrepreneurship development programs, where they will train along with the Hyderabad Karnataka Chamber of Commerce. Together they can have these programs where they can be trained as to how one has to start business, what one has to do, how to do the financial management, how to do networking, how to do marketing, and which are the products which have business. Now coming to the Kalyan Karnataka area, because that area, women entrepreneurship is very, very tough because they are very far from Bangalore. And however much we talk, it's so difficult to get the benefits which women entrepreneur in and around Bangalore gets. So let us think. You have the Hyderabad Karnataka board, you have the HKE, this our chamber. So together, can we think of supporting the women entrepreneurs? Take a few women entrepreneurs, and with KLAM, can we support the women entrepreneurship to grow? KLAM itself is a very good example where 200 women have registered for the industrial plots. So can we develop the KLAM industrial area into a model area for women entrepreneurship? That whole initiative has to come from within, from the industries in Gulbarga, from the chamber in Gulbarga, and the local administration, if they support, because there's several issues which I keep taking up with Bangalore, with the minister, with the secretaries, but they don't get resolved because this area is so far away. So can we do something so that the women entrepreneurs of KLAM become a role model for other women entrepreneurs in the Hyderabad Karnataka area? Now, what are the kind of things? As I was, I think I'm continuously digressing from the issue. Now, if the women want to do, I was just thinking that Hyderabad Karnataka area is very popular for your dal, okay, your tur dal. You're very popular for your agriculture products. And I have visited some units in Hyderabad Karnataka area where the women are making jawar ka roti, okay, your chutney pudi, the things which are eaten locally. They are making the powder and they are selling it in the local market. So these kind of things, if somebody is good at embroidery, somebody is good at any handicrafts, they can, put up their product on the Facebook. They can open a Facebook page. They can do online marketing. And we have the industries department, the KSFC department, which can give loans and support. And I suggest that KLAM can become an anchor for women entrepreneurs, not only developing the industrial area, but also become an anchor and mentor women entrepreneurs in the Kalyan Karnataka area. Now, coming to the girls, if you are interested in doing business, we would, I think it is a wonderful idea. And the women or the girl child needs a lot of inspiration, and you need a lot of support, and you need a lot of personal inner strength. If you want to do something, I think your passion, your personal inner strength, and a lot of discouragement will be there from your parents or family or friends saying that doing business would be difficult. You need financial support, you need technical support, you need psychological support, you need all sorts of support. But if you have the passion and if you have the desire to do, I think the environment and the situation now is much, much better than what it was earlier. The government of Karnataka has come up with several proposals, several schemes, and the Chief Minister has also sanctioned special funds for the Kalyan Karnataka area. And what is needed is that you all have to be brought together on one particular platform and supported and mentored and nurtured. For this, I think the chamber as well as the KLAM can be together, support some of the women who want to be women entrepreneurs. As far as I know, this is not a meeting to, convert you or make you into entrepreneurs. This is a Zoom call just to, sort of motivate you and tell you what are the options available in the world, and that you all can be entrepreneurs. And all of you, I'm sure, can begin. I just saw Priya Puranik here attending the meeting. She's from Belgaum. So she has been a great entrepreneur. She has begun small and become a big entrepreneur. We have several women entrepreneurs who just, could not even talk in, or could not even express. And once or twice, when we sort of worked with them and motivated them, now when they give speeches, they don't stop. We have to tell them to stop because they are so much full of energy and happiness and joy that they've succeeded in life. So, we should not think that we are going to be what we are today, tomorrow. Okay, today you may be a very shy, you may be a very, indecisive, very scared girl student. But tomorrow when you become an entrepreneur, when you put your baby steps, you will be very nervous, you will be very agitated, you will be very timid. But as you start doing your business, you will become a strong person and you will become a role model. You will become a leader and you will become a motivator for others. So as you grow in life and as you have a passion and develop, you'll definitely become a leader and a role model for others to look at. And you will start mentoring a lot of people. And that is why I keep telling Bharti Patil, I keep telling Sarvamangla Patil. I've seen them 5 years back, so nervous, so, not so confident to talk, not so confident to have a meeting. And today Bharti has joined you all and organized this Zoom call. She has motivated a lot of girls to come. Sarvamangla has motivated a lot of women entrepreneurs and a lot of girls. So they all, become role models in that particular area. Similarly, we have Ratnaprabha Patil in Bidar. We have different women who were, very shy, unsure of themselves, but emerging as women entrepreneurs. So I think this meeting is to motivate all the girls of the colleges who are present here and also the people who are participating, to tell them that the world is now a better place. All of you should, think positively. All of you should handhold and support the students and make them to emerge as confident young ladies. I think Hyderabad, Karnataka area, the place is beautiful. People are very nice. People are very affectionate. I can never forget that area. My heart is in that area. And whenever I come that side, the kind of love and affection people receive me, I feel like visiting it again and again. That is the kind of people you have. Very nice, very affectionate people. And I think all of you together, after this Zoom call, I think we should think of forming a platform for developing women entrepreneurship and women empowerment with the people who are present here, starting it small from your college. Maybe you take a few students, help them to become, IAS officers, help them to become KS officers, take a few of them to become business women, groom a few of them to become good lawyers, good doctors, engineers, and whatever, and then, the whole thing grows. And that is how a lot of women leaders can emerge from the Kalyan, Karnataka area. So with this few thoughts, I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity. It's lovely seeing each one of you here. Thank you very much. And thank you again to Srimati Veeramma Ganga Shri College for degree and postgraduate students for conducting this wonderful webinar, giving us an opportunity to talk. KLAM President Bharti, President HKC Sir Sri Prashant Mankar and Dr. Rajendra Gunda, and especially my dear colleague Jyotsna, the Deputy Commissioner who took a valuable time. What she mentioned said was right. DC's time is so precious in a district, and she has taken her time to be present here, to spend and give her valuable advice to the girl students. I think that is really wonderful, because I remember that, as Deputy Commissioners, we are so busy, but when we address college students, we do leave an impact in the minds of 1 or 2 students. When we address some 200 students, at least 2-3 of them get motivated. And sometimes in life, I meet some, one day I met 2 boys at an airport in Jabalpur when I went to attend a seminar. And they said that they were from Bidar, and they were in 10th class when I was DC, and they were very happy that I conducted the 10th class exam in a very strict manner. I did not allow the cheating and copying, and that is how they said the good students made it in life, and that batch of 10th class are always grateful to me. So this is how, you know, certain actions which we take leave a lasting impact on the minds of youngsters. So I am hopeful that today's webinar has left some, thought-provoking ideas we must leave behind to the students as to what they do with their life. Whether they become employers or they become employees is now left to them. And thank you very much for calling me, and I look forward to working closely with all of you and also listening to Uma and others speaking today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your valuable words. Madam Ratnaprabha, I would just like to add one more thing is, in our college, like every Thursday, we conduct a program called as Earn While You Learn, where the students, they themselves, like by their own, they might do a embroidery, they might do these jewelries or mehendi drawing or anything, whatever they know they can do it, they do it and sell it to the college students and staff. It is a type of entrepreneurship that we are trying to create them, and today your words will surely help them and motivate them, and we look forward for your words further also, madam. Thank you so much.
You. I just want to add one thing. If you could take the women on their students on a field visit to the local industries. Maybe you take them to an industrial area and show how an industrial area is, and show them one successful industry and an industry which is not doing well. So why this industry is not doing well and why this industry is doing well. Take them to some cement factories, you know, and let them see. Let them visit a deputy commissioner's office and see the Vidhan Sauda and say, see, if you are a administrator, this is where you can sit and where you can, take decisions for the welfare of this area. I'm sure it will motivate them. So field visits to these people would be very good. That is one thing. And second thing is, I would like to tell the girls that God has given you an opportunity, parents have given an opportunity to study. You are becoming, college days are all fun-loving. Those are the best days, whether you're doing your graduation and post-graduation. But you must develop a few good personality traits of like helping people, talking, just as we were discussing, not talking ill of another lady. The world has enough space for all of us. So loving, respecting each other, caring for each other, doing good deeds. Always try to do a good deed every day. That is what I preach, Do one good deed a day. And then, you get a good sleep. And then you are very happy. And if you are happy, you are healthy also. So develop some good personality traits. And be a good mother as you grow older. Be a good mother-in-law. Don't say that my mother and father were like this, so I'll be like this. You say my mother and father did not allow me to do this. I will do this for my children. So this is how, you change your personality and keep, motivating yourself to be a good human being. Ultimately, one has to be a good human being. That is very, very important. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. We'll surely follow the things what you have said, and surely we'll take our students for the field work. We have been doing it, but the way you said, we'll surely follow it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we